Yes, hello and welcome to the Godfather Minute. My name is Alex Robinson.
And my name is Andy Robinson.
And together we're the Godfather Minute
Brothers.
I always forget that part.
You'll get it.
This is a podcast where we go through the entire Godfather saga. Well, we're the movies, not the Godfather saga project. Not that. Anyway, we go through the Godfather 1 minute at a time and discuss it in depth and crack a lot of jokes about it.
You're calling it a saga, Alex. Some people online are calling it a slog because of how slowly we're going through it. Response.
Who's that's slander.
They're just exercising their First Amendment right.
And that person's going to have to go before a judge in the morning to show cause.
Woo! Yeah!
Ow! Were people really calling it a slog?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to see what kind of reaction that would elicit. Yeah. And now I know.
I'm very thin-skinned.
Yeah. You're protective of your Godfather Minute. I personally love delaying it and having it week by week because we will be literally doing this for years.
Yeah, we'll be in our, let's see, this is minute 50. So we'll be way into our...
So like another 200 years.
50, what is that, 500 hours?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Probably will be 500 hours. Mm-hmm. And by then, they'll probably start making more Godfather movies. So
it's true. Well, I heard Paramount already commissioned you to write the next one.
That's right. I totally forgot. I got to get to work on that.
Full artistic control.
It's going to be a time travel story.
Really? Tell me more about that.
Maybe we should save that for the bonus content later on.
Yeah, perfect.
So,
we can talk about all the different directions you can go in writing the new script.
Totally. Okay.
Great idea.
Yeah, if you want to hear us discuss that, get a little inside peek as to what the new movie is going to be about, you can go to godfatherminute.com/support. And maybe we'll talk about it. If past performance is any indication, we will totally forget that we wanted to talk about that.
I'm not going to forget that one.
Okay.
I do want to ask you a question about it, though. If you had the choice, full artistic control to either write Godfather 4, the film, or Godfather 1 and 2, the musical, and you have full budget, you put on the Broadway show, you get at least 1 week on Broadway.
I think
only 1 week because Broadway shows come and go so quickly.
I think I'm going to go musical.
Okay, how come?
I guess just because it's such a unique thing, and that way also if it sucks, then it'll just be forgotten about. Whereas if it's Godfather 4, it will always be lumped in as like, oh, you can skip 3 and 4 because they're bad. You know what I mean? Like it'll be. Yeah. I'd rather it be forgotten than live on as in infamy.
I also think doing the musical, we've already written about half of it, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
If you go back and listen to our bonus content, we've already come up with so much of it.
This is true.
Yeah. And Joey Zaza is a really good singer out here.
Is he really?
Yeah, that's what I hear. Not Joe Montana. Is that how you say his name?
Joe Montana.
Not Joe Montana, but Joey Zaza.
Joey Zaza. Anyway, we'll talk. Was his singing voice dubbed in Godfather 3?
It was dubbed because his voice is weak.
Oh, it's weak?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, you know what he should do? Rest for 30 days. I want you to eat something. Anyway, we're talking about minute 50.
50.
Minute 50 of The Godfather.
We made it.
Who would have guessed?
5-0.
The big 5-0.
Yeah, what do they call this anniversary? Is it silver or gold?
Let's have both.
Okay,
let's call it the Sanka anniversary.
Yes. No, that sounds more like a 10.
Sanka-versary.
Episode 10. It should be something that's happening now. Like a Brazzi. I know Luca died a few episodes ago, but...
How about a turkey? Yes, we were discussing minute 50, or as they say in Italian, minuto numero...
50.
50.
That's it?
That should be easy to remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember the beginning part.
Do it.
Minuto numero 50. 50. 50.
That's it.
50.
50. Yeah. You got it.
All right.
Start to think of what you learned earlier. 5 is cinque.
Yeah. It's the second part that's throwing me off.
50.
quanta makes me think of four because it's like qua.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
But,
it's a little different. In
It's probably more like quantity rather than
This is an anniversary of quantity. Think of it that way.
True.
Cinquanta.
That's what you're supposed to do for the 50th. You're supposed to give quantity as your wedding gift.
Wait, didn't Sollozzo offer Luca Brasi $50,000?
Yeah.
So we probably heard that, like cinquanta mille or whatever thousand.
Oh,
it is.
I wonder.
So
let's
go back and check that out.
Unless they have a slang for it or something. Yeah, that's a
Maybe,
good one.
yeah.
Let's go back and do a special edition of that minute.
Of all the numbers.
Yeah.
It'll be a quiz for you, Alex. I got to get you back for last week's quiz.
You totally aced that quiz.
Oh, I definitely didn't ace it, but I did okay.
So minute 50, this is what happens in minute 50. Sonny gets a call from the Turk who tells him that they've kidnapped Tom Hagen and they'll be releasing him in 3 hours. Then the Don, does he say the Don is dead?
No, I don't think so.
He just says,
no.
Yeah. And so then he tells Sonny, okay, we'll release him in 3 hours. Then we cut to the Turk and Tom having a little chit chat about the goings on. And it ends with the Turk revealing that about an hour after they picked up Tom, they killed the Godfather. They killed the titular Godfather.
That's what Sollozzo says.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you say.
That's what he said.
So
what you got for me?
Well, the first thing this always stuck in my memory of when I'm watching this is the weirdness of Sonny writing down 8:30.
Yeah.
On the cabinet, with pencil. There's such a strange...
is that what he wrote? 8:30? I knew he wrote the time, but was it 8:30 in particular?
So I'm guessing because he says, he'll be out in 3 hours. So I'm guessing it's 5:30 when this happened. So he's going to be out in 3 hours. And why did he write it in the cabinet, I guess?
Well, I think it's definitely what stands out in this minute. We're probably going to be talking about that the most.
Yeah.
It just seemed like a place of opportunity to write. There was no paper. It was urgent.
Yeah.
But there were some things on the wall. There's a little...
there's some papers. And that's what's weird about it. Is like there's scratch paper literally right next to where he's writing. But, that's Sonny for you.
Yeah, is that sort of flashback of Sonny writing on desks in schools? I didn't get the sense that he was a good student, a good school student.
True. Well, he went to school to get stupid.
Maybe that's where he's used to writing. That's my point.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
writing all over the wall.
I was going to say, you go over his house and there's like shopping lists and his diary written down in one corner of the room.
On one wall is Pop should have taken the deal.
And then he comes over to visit. It's all awkward because he sees it right there. Stupid Pop should have taken the deal.
You've got to forgive my children. They write when they should refrain from writing. That's how Sollozzo knew. Sollozzo had a spy, maybe a cleaning person who saw literally the writing on the wall. Sonny was hot for my deal, wasn't he?
Oh, I thought he literally wrote it on the desk right after he said it. Wrote down like, wow. Good deal. Underline. Note to self, tell Pop to take the deal.
Yeah, but it's interesting how he writes on the cabinet. Do you think it's still there, that writing?
Oh boy.
That's cinematic history. You don't refinish those cabinets.
Yeah, they probably put like a little frame around it. I thought you meant in the movie world. Like if later on in the movie, Mikey came in to get some cups, would the thing still be on the on the number?
I can see Hyman Roth visiting the house and seeing it and say, "Oh, 5:30. That's when they were going to release Tom Hagen because they talked to him about the assassination of your father."
You just want to say your father.
Well, I was trying to, when Hyman Roth gets all nostalgic.
Yeah, it's true. He's always
later. He seems like he'd be into museums.
You think?
Maybe.
Yeah.
History.
Culture.
Yeah.
But then again, he doesn't like he doesn't like non-English speaking doctors. So there is a touch of It's also such an interesting character. It's a memorable thing, and it's a characteristic that he wrote it on the cabinet.
Yeah.
It's a good little detail.
Have you ever written something somewhere a non-conventional place to write something because you needed to or for some other reason?
I've written on a lot of desks,
Okay.
like tables and stuff.
In school, when you were in high school?
Oh, when I was in high school, I used to, doodle all over desks and stuff like that. And that was sort of the early social networking, because I would like draw a picture of the desk and then like I'd come in the next day and see if people had written stuff about it,
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that writing notes on your
That's
desk
right,
and like 'cause
yeah.
you'd come in every day and you'd like have a conversation with someone you didn't even know who it was.
It's an ongoing dialogue. And there's a bit of anonymity too, so you could kind of say whatever you wanted.
Yeah. On my drawing table now, I frequently, if I have like an idea for something and I want to sketch it out rather than get paper out, I'll just sketch it right on my drawing board. Like,
really?
Like just as like a quick little, or if I'm like, oh, I got to remember this name or something, I'll write it right on my drawing board. So,
But you can, is it pencil and you can erase it later?
I theoretically
Or
could.
either that or you go through a lot of drawing tables.
Like, crumble it up, throw it in the garbage can, get another. No, it just gets very smudged. Eventually, it just winds up getting smudged, and so the drawing table just has kind of like a gray sheen about the part where I work. So,
What kinds of things? I don't mean to ask too many personal questions, but our
all right.
readers want to know who you are. What kinds of things do you remember writing in high school on desks?
I don't know.
Is it typical high school stuff like Eddie from Iron Maiden?
Party, rock and roll, drink Bacardi, smoke a bowl. That one.
Cartoons, I guess, just different characters.
Yeah, I think I wrote stuff too, like, but I don't even remember. I mean, if I had to guess now, it'd be something like "School Sucks" or something clever like that. But
With an X.
Yeah, SXOOL SU Use as much. It was in the 80s. You use the X's as much as possible.
Yeah. Anything else about that cabinet? Oh, sorry. My question was: do you think that drawing, that time, that Sonny, that James Caan wrote, is still on that actual cabinet?
No, I'm going to say no.
Do you think that whole thing's been redone?
I'm going to guess that actually is a set.
Okay.
I think a lot of the interiors were filmed on sets. Okay. So it wasn't like they filmed it in a real house or anything. So I mean, maybe they held on to it as like a. I would love that if they did Godfather Museum. Well, obviously we would love that.
Yeah.
If you go to like each room, they recreate. Like as you're walking through, each room is a recreation of.
You know what? On an upcoming bonus episode, let's talk about if there were a virtual experience, like at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Like what would the virtual Godfather experience be like? What character would they have? Could you choose to be?
Yeah. Okay. Write that down.
How about that? We'll do that.
Let me write that down.
What was our other bonus?
Write that down on the cabinet so we remember.
Oh, the other one, because you said we'd forget, is time traveling.
The script for Godfather 4.
What are all the directions?
Yeah. I only have one other thing to say about this, the scene with Sonny.
Okay.
And it's not even that specific to this minute, but the baby that what's her name? Sandra is holding. My research indicates that is Santino Jr.
Okay. The character.
The baby there that they're holding. And, assuming he's still alive, he's 70. That baby is now 73 years old.
Oh, wow.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
But so on the Godfather wiki, I guess this character is in The Godfather Returns, or one of the other novels that was written later on.
Okay.
And he did not go into the family business. He became a dentist. And the funny part is, like, they used to call him, when he was a baby, when he was a little kid, they called him Sandy. But then once he got older, he refused to answer to anything other than Chip.
How come?
I don't have to read the book now, but I think it's a funny name for a dentist, though. Chip.
Definitely like a chip tooth. You mean? Yeah.
So Chip Corleone.
Chip Corleone.
Wait,
that's very American sounding.
Yeah. Here's a question: do you say Corleone or Corleone?
Boy, I think I switch back and forth.
Because the Turk just said Corleone in that clip, and you would think the Turk, being a Sicilian, would know.
That's probably the correct pronunciation. I think Totale also says that. When Corleone consolidates power, how will we know he will share the resources?
And we know
that's not what he said.
We know Senator Geary calls him Corleone. What is he called?
Corleone.
Corleone. Yeah. Does he anyway? But we'll have to keep an ear out for that. Who says it which way? So,
Well, pretty soon we're going to have
Chip Corleone.
We're going to have a guest speaker on our show, my friend Peter Carucci from New York, and he is an Italian and Latin scholar. So he'll be able to straighten that out.
Wow.
Like we have to wait for a specialist to come and learn how to pronounce that. Hey, going back to the cabinet.
Yeah.
One other thing about it.
I have one other thing too.
Oh, about the cabinet?
Yeah, well, not specifically about the cabinet, but that part of the scene, that part of the minute.
I realized that in this context, Santino wrote on the cabinet because it was urgent. But what are some other scenarios in which he would write on a cabinet or wouldn't? Because it seems like the normal response if someone called would be like, "Oh, Sandra, get me some paper."
Yeah.
So what rises to the threshold of immediately writing on a cabinet?
Well, I guess he's under a lot of very emotional state. You know, he wants to write it down before his memory, mixes it up or something.
What if Tom had called and said, "Hey, your the Turk wants to meet with you and Pop tomorrow"?
No, I don't think
he wouldn't have written on the cabinet.
I don't think he would.
What if he said, "Hey, Lucy, I need you to call her back at this number right away"?
Would he write down the number?
Well, but if there weren't paper there, would he write it on the cabinet, or would he pause and get paper? Is that urgent enough for him to get paper?
No, I would say no.
He would not write it on the cabinet.
Well, just because Sonny's like a womanizer, so to him, he's not like, "Oh, I got to hurry up and call this lady back." You know what I mean? He's like, "Yeah, forget about it. She'll call me if it's important."
I guess he probably doesn't want to leave her number on the cabinet.
Oh, yeah, it's probably another. That's probably another reason.
Yeah.
So,
go see.
I feel like in olden days, people used to write numbers on walls more often.
Really?
Because aren't there a bunch of songs that say "leave your," like, isn't that Beatles song? If I needed someone, it says carve your number on my wall. And
which song is that? Carve your number on my wall.
Carve your number on my wall, and maybe you will get a call from me.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
And there's another song also.
Is that If I Needed Someone?
Yeah, If I Needed Someone. And there's another song by Chuck Berry song, Memphis, Tennessee, that mentions someone took a message and wrote the number on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
So
but I got the sense that's those are graffiti, right? And so it's more.
Well, George Harrison says carve your number on my wall.
Oh, boy.
Not like the wall of the the wall of the soda shop
and
the fish and chip
store.
That
was in Hey Jude.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, when kind of carving it in your wall is permanent, maybe that's the point.
So it's very labor intensive. George Harrison really wants that girl to earn the call back from George. He doesn't even say I'll call her. He says maybe you will get a call from me.
Whoa!
Depending on your craftsmanship, we'll bring in the Turk to assess your carving skills.
That's great. Did you have anything else about the cabinet, Alex?
No, something else about that scene. I thought it was a great bit of characterization where the Turk's like, "Don't lose that famous temper of yours."
Yeah,
which is a good little detail. And
in his tone of voice, he's definitely prodding Sonny. He's
and
poking great fun at him.
The part I thought was really clever was that is that he says, "Oh, Tom will be wait for Tom, hear him out, and don't lose that famous temper of yours." And then he says, "I'll wait." And so when he's saying "I'll wait," does he mean he'll wait for Tom or he'll wait to lose his temper? Like, I'm gonna lose my temper.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm making a note of this. Like, I'll wait. I'm gonna get you. It's just right now. I thought that was kind of a
neat. I hadn't thought of it that way.
So, because I was thinking, Sonny takes this really well, considering.
Yeah.
But
I know, when you really think about his character, it's amazing. He doesn't pick up the phone and just start laying in. But I guess he has Tom Hagen, so he doesn't want to risk Tom's life.
I guess that's the thing I keep in my head. I think of Sonny as like this Yosemite Sam type character where he's just like, "Oh," flies up the handle at the drop of a hat. But I guess he's not like a total like nutcase. Yeah. He's just hot headed.
He just talks when he should listen. He's spoiled.
It's because he gets spoiled.
Yeah.
That is all I have for the cabinet scene.
Me too.
All right, so should we join up with Tom and the Turk?
Mm-hmm.
New morning crew? Tom and the Turk.
Tom and the Turk. So what do you got for this part? It's a very short chunk of that.
Yeah,
well, most of the minute is in the kitchen with Sonny when he takes the phone call from Sollozzo.
The minute's in the kitchen with Sonny.
So there is a difference between the book and the movie in this next part.
Oh yeah, what's the book is different than the movie?
Just slight, just a pinch different than the movie.
The book is different than the movie. The book is different than the movie. The book is different. The book is different. The book is different than the movie. Yeah.
In the book, Puzo writes that Sollozzo brings Hagen into a basement apartment. But in the script, at least the one that I have access to, says they're in an abandoned diner.
An abandoned diner.
Is that what you read too?
That's what you can kind of see it if you look. If it's very dark in the room, but you can kind of see that there's like booths. It's one of those like that looks like a train car type diners.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those classic old school ones. So yeah, it's a nice little. It's a more interesting set than I guess a basement apartment.
Yeah,
but it's not like you can really see it. I this is the first time I even noticed where they were. I always thought it took place in the car for some reason.
Oh, you didn't think they were in a building?
Yeah, because the background doesn't even really matter. You know what I mean? So like they could be anywhere.
Well, they originally put Hagen in the car.
Yeah, that's what I think in my head. It kind of just they don't even get out. But
you want me to read a little bit from the book about that?
Oh, I would love it.
There's a little bit more in the next minute, but there's some context here. Mm-hmm. Counting the driver, this is right when they pick up Hagen. Mm-hmm. Counting the driver, there were 4 men in the car with Hagen. They put him in the back seat in the middle of the 2 men who had come up behind him in the street. Sollozzo sat up front. The man on Hagen's right reached over across his body and tilted Hagen's hat over his eyes so that he could not see. "Don't even move your pinky," he said.
Wait a minute. How many people are in the car?
There were 4 men in the car with Hagen.
So with Hagen. Okay, with Hagen, got it. Yeah. Got it. Okay.
It was a short ride, not more than 20 minutes, and when they got out of the car, Hagen could not recognize the neighborhood because darkness had fallen. They led him into a basement apartment and made him sit on a straight-backed kitchen chair. Sollozzo sat across the kitchen table from him. His dark face had a peculiarly vulturine look. "I don't want you to be afraid," he said. "I know you're not into the muscle end of the family."
Oh, this is all tomorrow stuff. Not tomorrow. This is all next week stuff.
No, I think he already said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when they first brought him in there. I want you to help the Corleones, and I want you to help me.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've got stuff for future minutes.
Okay.
So they are in a basement apartment, but they started in a car 20 minutes from where they picked him up, and that was from Midtown. They picked him up in Midtown. 20 minutes don't get you real far during the holidays.
Yeah.
Around rush hour.
That's true.
So
they're probably 3 doors down from the hobby shop.
Maybe they're in the basement of the hobby shop just to throw them off.
So in the book, does Sonny receive the call in the kitchen?
He does. I'd have to go back and look for it.
I just think it's funny that they're both in kitchens calling each other.
Yeah.
Some fantastic lighting in this scene.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't notice what is supposed to be making. The lighting is clearly below them. So
I thought you meant in the kitchen. It was fantastic light in the kitchen.
In Sonny's kitchen?
Yeah. Oh, it's not Sonny in that kitchen. The lighting is really cool. You just pretty much just see their faces.
Yeah, and lit from below, which is the most kind of dramatic way to light.
When I see that, it almost looks like they're around a campfire.
Yeah,
and especially because they're drinking these looks like warm drinks, and it's winter time, so
that's true.
It's definitely cold. They seem to be dressed and sort of huddled up.
Not so cold that you can see their breath. Apparently.
That's right. Yeah.
But do you think that was? If this was the modern times, would they put that in with CGI, or is it supposed to be above that temperature where it's? Yeah, it'd certainly be a cool detail, especially with that lighting. Having that essentially smoke coming out of everyone's mouth,
or maybe have Sollozzo's breath being showed, but not Hagen's. Hagen doesn't do much talking anyway.
Yeah,
but sort of Sollozzo being represented like devil, evil.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But great lighting in this scene.
Great lighting.
Yeah.
There was a deleted scene around this time of, and we touched on this a bit last week, of Sonny telling Mama that Vito had been shot. So
okay.
I think it's one of the scenes that
What's it like? I don't remember having seen that.
I don't remember seeing it either.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Have you watched any of those? You know, the Godfather saga or the Godfather epic or the Godfather Chronicle.
I've watched the saga a couple times, but not since starting this podcast. And so I'm definitely not up on all of the deleted scenes.
Yeah. We should probably do that since we're doing a podcast about it.
Yeah. Might make sense.
Yeah.
So he
there
tells
you go.
Mama, yeah. And Mama's been through this because, as we talked about last week, Vito was shot 5 years ago?
10 years
10
ago?
years ago? 1938. So 8
years ago.
Split the difference.
Split the difference.
Mama.
Well, in next week, there's another lengthy deleted scene. Maybe we'll watch it before next week's episode.
Yeah, neat.
Where it's Sonny talking to Mama, and then and they find out that Paulie's the rat.
That's right.
And stuff. So we'll watch those before we watch the next week's episode.
Neat.
That's all I have for minute 50.
That's all I have too. Sort of another transition minute.
Yeah. Do you want to? So as such, do you want to rate it?
Yeah, I'm going to. Sonny writes on the cabinet. Sollozzo talks a little bit to Hagen. I'm going 2.
I'll say 2 also.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fascinating to have this have the movie plotted out like on a graph to see where our ranking of the movie goes as time goes on. Would surprise me if there were more 5s towards the end than.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the.
Oh, the wedding had a ton of. Well, anytime you have Brando, it's
I think early in the movie you get a lot of 5s.
Yeah. Maybe not so many. And
yeah.
Have we talked about
good scenes
in Godfather 2? Do you prefer the modern stuff or the old New York stuff?
I definitely prefer the modern stuff.
I prefer the modern stuff too.
Cuba.
Yeah,
I love the Cuba scenes.
I also think because there's so much more dialogue, and obviously, clearly, we love quoting lines, and so whereas the early the New York years, you know, Don Corleone, Vito Corleone, I guess as he's known then, barely speaks in it. So
yeah.
He talks even more raspy.
Yeah, he really
than
does.
Adult than the grown up.
Yeah, Clemenza's a good character in those flashbacks.
Yeah,
he does a lot more talking, I think.
Yeah, that's true. And of course, the flashbacks has Mama, Mamma Mia.
You think we'll get to Godfather 2? We talk enough about it.
Yes,
I think we'll get there.
We'll get there, probably.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think we'll have said everything we have to say about it.
I know.
Time, I'm just looking forward to watching it.
We can probably just go back to our previous podcast and copy and paste little chunks to assemble the whole Godfather 2 podcast.
We'll have a computer just go through it, create an algorithm.
Artificial intelligence. We'll have the robots do
Artificial intelligence.
That's what we'll talk about on the bonus content today.
I mean, maybe not now. Maybe 10 years from now.
Oh. So we were going to talk about your new script, the Godfather 4 script.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
Okay.
Well, no. Well, the script. We're not doing the musical. We're doing the.
You chose the script.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So we'll be joining up again for that in a couple of minutes.
Stick around.
Yeah, just stick around.
How do people access the support page, Alex?
They go to http colon.
Oh, HTTPS.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, that's the secure one, I think.
Oh, no, ours is definitely not secure.
Okay.
If you go in there, you're going to get fished. You're going to get in honor of Ava Goda. You've been fished.
You've been fished by Sally Tessio.
Sally Tessio. I'm going to have a character in one of my stories named Sal, like a girl named Sally Tessio. See if anyone gets it.
You've been fished. It shows Ava Goda's face. Eating an orange.
All right. Until then.
No. Sorry. You've been fished, and it shows Ava Goda or Sal Tessio dancing, and your picture superimposed onto the little girl's face who's dancing on his feet
Oh,
from
man.
the wedding scene.
You've been fished.
You've been fished. That's how strong the artificial intelligence phishing scam is.
Yeah, so we have an unsecured site, http://www.godfatherminute.com/support. That's it.
That's it.
Until then, leave the gun and take the cannoli.